Hi, this is Charting Man Dan of TheChartGuys.com, home of technical analysis education. Click the link for a free week trial, no credit card required, and gain access to our multiple live broadcasts daily, community chat room, educational videos, nightly watch lists, and more. Invest in your education and future and join the community today.
Hello everybody. So looking at natural gas daily and weekly time frame, and you have all spoken, and the most response was for NG1, the natural gas futures. And with the exclamation here, I guess I have to say it excited every time. NG1. But here's the rollover, and here's my point of why I don't like it, but that doesn't matter what I like and don't like, because I'll cover whatever you want. But look at the RSI at oversold under 30, and then you snap your fingers, and here we are overbought. The MACD, the RSI, all these indicators completely thrown out the window, and I can't even trust these levels now at this point because of that gap in the chart. And then if you look at NatGas USD, it doesn't have that gap. It's consistent trading. There is no skewing of the technicals, or of the indicators, I should say. But either way, doesn't matter to me. So, NG1 is the winner. NG1. I'll stop yelling at you. So, NatGas on the daily time frame. There's the contract rollover here. Looks like a huge gap up. That didn't happen. So, it is a bullish reaction to the inventory report. Slightly. It was a lot of back and forth action. Indecision initially. Bullish reversal hammer. And with this big gap up, it's just not... It's just... I just hate it. You can't chart it. Look at these moving averages. The moving averages don't mean anything. So forget it. I'm not even going to look at that. Let's look at the hourly time frame. We've got the high up here of 3099. So that's a key resistance level going forward. We hit a low after the inventory report down at 2996. So holding the $3 psychological level. And here we are coming up to that 3099 resistance. And if we break it, we'll look to the next resistance, which will be up at 311. That's where we topped out here on this little base of support before the new leg to the downside, and after 311, we're looking up at 317.8. So let's look at the daily and weekly time frame on this chart. There we go, a lot better without that big gap there. Bullish reversal hammer, seeing some follow through to the upside. There is potential still that this could be a bear flag with parallel support and resistance lines in a short-term bounce. We'll have to see how the next 2 days play out. We are bouncing from just above oversold, and we would have to see a break up towards, well, here we are now on natural gas futures on the daily, and we don't have that contract rollover, so the prices are all completely different. See, this is what happened. Now I'm a mess here. Hourly time frame, it shows the price at 305. Daily time frame shows the price at 276. My world is falling apart here. Natural gas. What are you doing to me? Look at this weekly chart. It has a huge bullish reversal hammer. That's not the price action we're seeing. So, I'm going to NatGas USD. I'm sorry. I know you guys want other stuff, but I can't do those charts. It's just not accurate. I want consistent chart with no gaps. So I'm doing natural gas USD, and to appease everybody that wants those NatGas futures, we'll look at UGAS, DGAS, and UNG as well. So sorry you guys have to put up with this mental breakdown live, but I want some clean, consistent charts. And these futures and their gaps. So here's UGAS. UGAS held the 200-day moving average support, and we held it again today. It's an inside candle and a tightening range. We are looking for the short-term bounce to play out because of all those gaps. So we're looking up at 35.93 resistance and then 36.75. And if the bulls break those levels tomorrow, we will look for it to no longer be a potential little bear flag. On the weekly time frame, we can see the 50-week moving average of 37.63. And the bulls want to close above 34.91. And I choose that level because that was the higher low pattern where we built a base. And now we're trying to hold that level. If we close below it, it's a very clear lower low and the potential for a trend change here on the weekly time frame as UGAS is trying to progress from the bounce since March. So looking at DGAS, we have seen this huge move to the upside, and we did break to higher highs here, or did we? Let's see, 638, 633. So we have not broken the lower high pattern, And we do have to factor time decay into these 3 times leveraged ETFs. So shorting DGAS on pullbacks and on natural gas strength certainly is beneficial. And we have not broken this very clear lower high pattern on the daily time frame, and we're stalling out with some upper wicks. We're still holding the 50-day moving average support of 566, but if we do begin to pull back, and if DGAS breaks 560, we will look for further movement to the downside. Let's look at the weekly chart, trying to turn the trend around, but again, the daily chart showing those lower highs is what we need to be watching on DGAS. We are looking for a bullish MACD cross, and the middle Bollinger Band next week will be a key level for the bulls to get over in an attempt to change this trend. Checking out UNG on the daily and weekly time frame. So very similar with that inside candlestick, and we'll look for a clear break tomorrow from this inside candlestick. And even just looking at UGAS right now, we closed at 34.60, and the bid right now at 5:20 p.m. Eastern is at 35.10. So 50 cents higher. Natural gas is continuing to see some upside after hours. And again, if UNG breaks 831, we're looking at 836, and then there's some nice movement to the upside towards the 850, 860 range. The weekly time frame here for UNG, the goal to close above tomorrow is 821, and that's that higher low pattern. Even though we broke below it, if we can close above it, that support will remain intact. So, natural gas trying to see an oversold bounce play out. NatGas USD, nice clean chart, shows all the action today, no contract rollovers, and the high that we saw today is close to being tested, 2767. We're just below that level now. We'll see if we break that overnight. The bulls will be set up tomorrow, and the way you use these inside candlesticks is you watch the high and the low, and tomorrow if we see a break of the high, we can anticipate that the day will end bullish. We know more likely than not. It's just a way to tilt the odds in our favor. Doesn't mean it's going to be bullish if we break 831 for the whole day. We just know that it is more likely than not that it will be a bullish reaction if we get that break of the high. So watch that inside candlestick for both UNG and UGAS, setting up the same for both, and then we'll see if that oversold bounce can play into next week with a little bit further upside. So thanks for bearing with me during that mental breakdown. I'll get it all sorted out here. NatGas is giving me a headache the past few days with these contract rollovers, but we'll get it all sorted out. And UGAS, DGAS, and UNG are really what's important in terms of what people are playing. So I'm going to use those in terms of price action. The price action of these names will be very important. The moving averages don't mean so much on the leveraged ETFs, in my opinion, because it is the underlying commodity that's going to be driving the price. But in terms of price action, it definitely will be useful to look at these charts. So UGAS, DGAS, and UNG will be on the menu from now on. Thanks for bearing with me. I'll see you tomorrow to wrap up the week.